Hey folks, welcome to another episode of Business Redefined, your weekly, most comprehensive look at the world of business, finance, and economics. We are having a conversation about this device in my hands, the Samsung Galaxy S25, launched in Nairobi last week on Wednesday. We want to speak to the nuances of this product, why it is being launched, what it means for the market, and critically, what it means about embedding artificial intelligence into our day-to-day activity, whether it is commercial or household. I'm privileged to have the head of mobile in East Africa at Samsung, that is Anthony Hutia. Karibu sana.
Asante, thank you very much.
Anthony, congratulations.
Thank you.
For those of us who might not have context, just walk us around the evolution that finally lands us at S25.
Okay. Now, we've had a journey, what we can call a journey of the S series. Okay. So to start with, we had the S and the Note as the two options. But now with time, we actually now combine the S and the Note. Okay. And that's why we have now the S Ultra as being what combined. That's why you have like that one you have even with the pen. Now, what we did is from last year, we started introducing AI into our devices. The first AI phone that we introduced was S24, which was last year, same period. Now we have the S25 this year. So it is actually the part where we are giving AI functionality, but now this AI functionality are even becoming better and better every year.
Yes.
This year, what we've done now with the S25 is making sure that the AI functionality are just not a buzz, but are functionality that you can be able to use on a day-to-day basis, whereby they benefit you as a consumer and is specific to you and what you do on a daily basis, vis-a-vis having it one size fits all. That is what we have done.
So, Anthony, when we had our earlier conversation around the S25, you mentioned that this is literally a personal assistant right next to me.
Yes.
Flesh that out for us and what it means if I'm buying this gadget.
Okay, what that means is, look at it this way. Now, the AI functionalities that you're getting with the phone, they are coming to actually help you on a day-to-day basis and what you do on a daily basis. For example, for business executives, every time that you go into a meeting, you have to carry a secretary, or you have to do those notes. What we've done now, we've integrated, you can actually be able to record your conversations or your meeting, and it can be able to actually do notes and even do the summaries of your meeting, as an example. For another thing, people who love to go around to visit, now, football fan.
Yes.
You need to know when your team is playing next, okay? So it can actually be able to give you that, even schedule that match on your calendar directly, and be able to give you the schedules and even make those schedules on your calendar.
Yes.
Talk about now bringing it relevant. We're trying to bring in now apps that can actually even support the parents. Yeah. You're doing homework, you need to do some math equations and so on. You can actually have that AI functionality of doing this math on your phone, and you can be able to do all this. So what we are doing is every consumer, you're getting this AI functionality based on what you do. Personal assistant means, what am I doing on a daily basis that I need that assistance? So the phone is coming to actually help you be able to achieve this particular task that you do on a day-to-day basis, specific to you.
Many of my viewers are running mid-tier enterprises. They try to cut on their overheads. They would be looking at such a device. How does that play into the business side of, let's say, managing your accounts or something?
Okay, so there are different applications that you can actually be able to use with the device. The bigger part is also with the partnership. We are partnering with different other companies, Google, Qualcomm, and other people, even in the issues of processing the phone. So what we've done is you are able to get these different applications, okay, being able to download them depending on what you use, and you can be able now to integrate that with your daily life. Okay. So you can be able to do that as a business, and you can be able to have, we are with Google, we're actually now having a partnership where you're getting an extra like 2 terabytes worth of data storage that you can be able now to be keeping your documents, keeping your stuff that you're doing. So the partnership is making sure that now you benefit as a small, medium enterprise, and you can be able to do much more with that device. Yes. The idea is when you have that device, you can do all that you need to do with that particular device and not have multiple devices. So it's bringing accumulating it on one device, and you're able to run that. And the only way to be able to do that is, first of all, giving you a faster processing speed on the device. Two is also the battery life. So we've enhanced also the battery life. So you're able to use that device for a longer period of time and not carry power banks
around
everywhere, because every time now power banks becomes like a handkerchief nowadays.
Yes,
You have to
yes.
carry it around. So it's that part of where we are being able to give that to our consumer.
And content creation is big business in this country right now.
Yes.
And many Kenyans, when they buy a gadget, the first thing they're asking is about the specifications of the camera capabilities. Speak to that.
Now, S25, the camera is on another level. Okay. And not only the camera, even the video functionalities where you can be able to even edit. Okay. One of the things is we are doing, say, camera. Let's start with the video editing, the videos. When you're taking the videos, there's noise cancellation. Okay. So you're able to be in an area, an environment, say, for example, in a beach where you're recording. There's all these background noise, talk about the wind, talk about the ocean and so on. You can be able to actually now be able to do all that and be able to mute all these noises that you have
On this device?
On the device.
Okay.
And it gives you much more even clarity. You can be able to zoom, you can be able to do what? It has 200 megapixel camera. So you are able to have that. You can even be able to, it's intelligent enough with the AI to be able to actually now edit the videos, edit the photos, give it the kind of environment that you want. It is, I mean, it's on another level, okay? So it gives that now people, the ones who are doing content, and we know, because a lot of people are having all this, you need this camera to do this, you have to go back and download it on your device or your laptop. So the editing functionalities are also coming with the phone, and you're able to do it real time, within a short period of time, and have all that you need within that particular time, and even be able to post and upload it real time.
Anthony, if this can edit my photos and videos, it almost sounds like it's a thought partner with me, right?
Yes. So, what we've done with the AI, it actually recommends now. It gives you that option. This video, it would look better if this way. What would you like this way, and so on. Another functionality that we did even with the S24 when it came, is you're able to go and take a video when you're editing, and we were making fun that you can actually be able to edit somebody out of that video, right? But the part of what we're doing is, with the security, we are making sure that people then realize this is an AI generated photo. Okay, the part of, you don't want it to look like you're doing things that are not good and privacy. So it's actually, even when you edit with AI, we make sure that there is a whole watermark that says this is an AI generated content, so that for people can be able to understand.
Good way to segue into the next point around AI and the capabilities it is unleashing, as well as the risks. Speak about security. And remember, Kenya right now even has a whole policy around AI covering the period 25 to 28.
So for Samsung, what we're doing, security is a big part for us, starting with what we call the Knox Guard, which comes on the device. So what we've done is we are calling it AI hybrid. We have an AI that is hybrid. There are functionality that you are working on the device and others on the cloud. Okay, so the functionalities that you are able to do on the device, and we're increasing on a day-to-day basis, then you can be able to do in the device. For example, what we call the language translate. So we give you the language packages which you preload on the phone. So you're able now to use the phone even without connectivity to do that language, okay? So we are getting points where we are doing on-device kind of processing and the AI functionality, and also partnering with Google, we can be able to do also on the cloud. So we are very big on even the issue of security, because we understand privacy and security is key. So we are making sure that we signed with all these global institutions, areas about security and privacy, and we are developing and making sure that some of these things that you do, you can do it on your phone and they're private to you. Yeah. If they go on the cloud, you can delete even after processing that data. So it gives you an option of being able to keep or delete or what you need on the device or on the cloud functionalities.
When you had a conversation with you on the pre-launch, I was asking you about the fact that when you graduated from S23 to 24, you had a 36% uplift in terms of volumes. Here you're looking at 15. And you mentioned a very interesting nuance around the flow or upgrade. Speak to us about that and what that means for the appetite you're looking at for this device.
So when we did the S24, it was a big jump. The AI actually contributed a lot, and it's because people are creating content, as you said, and the content that you're creating, and because a lot of people are amateur in this content creation, then with the assistant of AI is making that possible. So the jump came in because of that introduction, and we saw that. So this year we are looking at between 15 to 20% because of now the people who mostly get the next version of the phone are what we call 1 year, 2 year behind, or one model or two models behind the ones that you launched last year. So right now, the people probably who will be taking that more are people who are doing S23, S22s, and so on. 24 could be maybe a bit people who want to really upgrade, and I call them the Jaluo friends of mine, and you can be able to do that, and there's that option. However, the bigger part is we are able then to give you options of being able to upgrade based on what you've been using before, okay? We're making it also possible to do this by giving you what we call installment payment terms, okay? So these users, you don't want to cough maybe 200,000 at one go, but we give you that now an option to pay within 1 year with our partners, making it more affordable, okay? You want maybe to give or hand me down the current phone you have to your next person, you're able to get the new version of that phone. So that way, it gives it access to most people whenever they need that phone, because then there's affordability concept and not just being able to cough that money, big chunk on that front.
I see.
Yeah.
And that's the big question everyone who's watching might be having. Speak to us about the price point and the financing options. And also, something very interesting that you mentioned that I didn't realize, up to 60% of purchases are financing enabled. Very interesting.
Yeah, so we realized this a couple of years. I mean, within the last 3 or so years, that financing has become now quite big. Okay, so from our data that we have seen that up to 60 to 70% is actually being financed.
Yeah.
Okay, the idea was people wanted to upgrade from these feature phones and get to smartphones. But you don't have that disposable income that you can be able to use and just buy these devices. So our partners, people like Watu, came in and now started giving these finances. So you find that now you're paying within 6 to 12 months, and they give you an option of paying daily or weekly or monthly. Yeah. So that makes it more affordable. So what we saw, that was a bigger part for the entry model. So a lot of partners had not gotten to give us the mid and high-end devices. Now, other partners like banks are coming in to say we can be able now to finance our customers between that range of mid going up. Yeah. So that makes it now more affordable. Okay. Before we were trying to do a lot of trading with these high-end devices. That didn't work very well, but we're getting more partners to be able to do that part of trading. But now the financing option is making it possible for people to be able to acquire this, okay? So we have people like Loop who've come in and said, okay, we can be able now to finance, do a pre-qualification, but be able to finance now these high-end devices. And they give you up to 12 months options where you can be able to pay this. For S25, what we are looking at is now between, because we have 3 models of this, we have what we call the base, we have what we call the plus, and we have the ultra. So
the Ultra is this.
Ultra is this. Yes. Ultra is the one that comes with the pen. This is a combination of what we did with the Note, S and the Note. So it comes with the pen and gives this. So the price range we are looking now is around 110 to around 180, 90. Okay, but it's below 200,000. Yes. Last year when we were launching S24, we were at around 250, 280. So we've decided, or we've done something there to try and make it more affordable to the consumer at the end of the day.
Anthony, you're an industry leader in this country, this region, and the globe at large is having a conversation around AI, regulation, constraints which might emerge here and there. What are your general thoughts around this conversation?
So AI, the big thing that people are talking about is the risk of the privacy. Yeah. Is it going to interfere in my life? Is it going to create something else in my life? Of course, things are are getting out, what is the information that is being used, how is it being used, and all this conversation. But at Samsung, what we are doing is we make sure that we are responsible in the kind of production or the AI functionalities that we are bringing in. And we're partnering with the different also industry leaders to make sure that now it's responsible AI functionalities that we bring into the market, okay? So whenever we are training this AI, whenever we are doing what you would call development, it's actually being responsible in what kind of AI functionality that we are given, with consideration, of course, with the consumer.
Yeah.
So we give you those options because there are some things that, as I said before, you would do on the device. There's some things that you want it processed on cloud,
Yeah.
okay? So with partners like Google, where we partnered a lot, we have this already factored in, and they are making sure that whatever kind of AI functionalities that we bring in are actually considering this as a big part of the development.
And with the competitive landscape, how do you stay ahead of the curve?
The bigger part is listening to the consumer, okay? Because if you don't listen, the bigger part is sometimes you find brands always think this is good for consumer and they produce.
Yeah.
For Samsung, we talk to the consumer, then produce, okay? And that's why, like now, AI, we are calling it, this version is like a personal assistant.
Yeah.
Because we look at what do you do on a daily basis,
Yes.
okay? And then how can we be able to help you with that? Now, at Samsung, what we are doing is we are making sure that we have this integration, okay? Not only the device, we have the wearables, the watches, the buds, even the whole ecosystem in the house. How do you connect to your TV, right?
Your sound system,
your fridge, your washing machine. So we are bringing this whole ecosystem that we have at Samsung to be able to combine and have that as part of your whole journey, and not only with a mobile phone. So with our ecosystem, then now it gives us an edge to be able to integrate all these electronics, and you're able to use them, okay? Like now, whenever you're watching a movie in the evening, you're on Netflix, umechoka, and you are sleeping, or you're watching and sleeping on the couch, it actually can switch off. Your phone can switch off your TV. Okay? Make sure you're doing those energy saving kind of thing and so on. So it's a whole ecosystem that you're bringing, not just looking at the phone or the device as one.
That's a good way to pivot now to the next point, given what you've just mentioned around sustainability. We are increasingly, even from a consumer standpoint, environmentally conscious, sustainability conscious. How does this device speak to that?
Now, one of the things is, first of all, we are making sure that we are also kind to Mother Nature. Okay, we're making sure whatever parts we can be able to recycle, we are recycling. Okay, we're making sure that if you don't need this big box, we have to reduce. If you don't need the head chargers, we don't need to give you. So we make sure that we're also looking at how do we sustain. How do you also make sure that Mother Nature is also incorporated in all this process of actually creating these devices? Because at the end of the day, we've seen that a lot of e-waste is being dumped in Africa, which then does not really augur well for us. But we don't see, we think we are getting things cheap, but somebody's just getting a place to dump that. So that whole part of considering Mother Nature and also getting to be able to incorporate recycled items that you can be able to do, that is one of the areas that we are making also a bit sustainable even for, and it is not only for European countries and so on, this is going across the whole globe and the Samsung products, okay? So that is something that we are really looking at. And also creating products that make sense. Yeah, because then you don't want to have products that you just create, as I said before, for the sake of creating. It's people then I use, and I really value that device. Whenever I leave it, then I get a bit of a heartbreak or pressure, because you need to have, you have all your items that you're using on that particular device.
You spoke about being increasingly consumer-centric and taking feedback from your consumers to help you now in your product generation. What are some of the nuggets you got around the S24, S23, which have now factored into the development of this?
So, as you said, a bigger part of these people who are getting these devices, especially on the S series, the content creators. Like for S24, what we saw is the biggest was the circle to search. Okay, you want to go and have a meal. You don't know where to go.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go take a picture of something, you don't know where to buy it. Okay, that became one of the biggest functionality that was used on the S24. Uh, that made us now get to enhance more. For example, people would go and look for, I want to know how to do biryani.
Yeah.
Okay, so you'd search and you have to go different levels to get information. So now we are making it easier for you. If you are talking about biryani, we'll give you even the ingredients. Okay, so when you talk about the biryani, then it will give you a breakdown of the ingredients, what you need to buy. It can even get you to where is the easiest place that you can be able to get this. So it's taking you from the beginning to the end. So it's an end-to-end kind of process, because we were getting somewhere, and the issue of you getting from one application to the other, searching this, it was a big thing that the consumer said, if we can be able to get that. So we are giving you all that, and the part of it, for example, like the football thing, we tell you where, it can even tell you to book
Yeah.
this for you, what. So we are able to give you an end-to-end kind of functionality. Now we are bringing something like even working with Google, check where the traffic is, can I reroute you, and so on. So it's making sure that it's an end-to-end process and not just giving you that step. I talked about the other part of where you, with Samsung Notes, as you're taking notes, you can actually take those notes when you're having a phone conversation.
Yeah.
Okay, of course,
Yeah.
you have to disclose this to
Yes,
the other
exactly.
party and so on as part of the security measures and privacy. You can be able now to do the notes, I mean the call. It can do the notes for you, even summarize that for you. And you can even send. So making it easier and end-to-end possibility.
Anthony, I'm a business guy. I'm very curious. We talked about the big unveil that happened at the Carnival grounds. In the immediate aftermath, what sort of appetite did you get for this device?
So the pre-orders is the first step. After launch, we do pre-orders, and we've really gotten very good positive feedback and also demand. Okay, why I say that is because you get that from your dealers, like these people here.
Yeah.
You can be able to see what orders they are getting. We actually have shortages that have come out. So we are trying to see if we can get more stocks. But globally, everybody
good
is
problem to
pushing.
have.
It's a good problem. The only issue is everybody has the same problem globally. So everybody is trying to get as much as possible out of this, which is a good thing. So the kind of conversations that we've had, the kind of demand that is pulling, the buzz that has come out is really positive, and it's because it's actually a thought through device that is giving people what they've been looking for.
And now that you've touched on the global landscape, about 2 or 3 years ago, we were discussing this issue of a chip shortage and even getting stockouts in the market. I'm curious, given where you sit, is it still a challenge globally, or how has it panned out now?
It's eased a bit, and the shortage came because of issue of COVID, and there was not doing so. It's eased a bit. Okay, it's eased a bit, and we've seen also people like Qualcomm coming in and doing much more, and we've partnered with them. People like Intel is still doing, okay, but for us at least we've done a lot now. We're doing with Qualcomm, so there's more relief now than before. Even though we have more players who come in, more brands that are trying to do, but that now the relief is there because the issue is now planning. You have to plan on a 4 to 6 week kind of demand planning and so on. So you have to give right on time. If you don't,
You missed the market.
yes, because the guys don't want also to produce and keep.
Yeah,
So
sure.
the demand is too good that they're just producing and they have demand already for it. Okay? Yeah.
Anthony, we're out of time, so let me give you an opportunity to give us your parting shot and speak to us really about the opportunity you think we as ordinary citizens, as businesses, can unlock through this device.
What I say is, at Samsung, we're making sure that what we're giving you is really for you. The AI we are giving you is really AI, and it's not AI Java, as the others who are trying to catch up. The possibilities now that you can be able to use with S25 is not only for business, it's across board. So your business and your personal life, you can be able to integrate all that from one device. It gives you more for less, okay? And you're able to extend that. And what we are doing for us as Samsung, even East Africa, is make sure that we even take care of you by giving you what we call the service and warranty. The bigger part is when you buy this device, if your screen just gets messed up,
Yes.
it's half the cost of the device. And it's because of the material we're using. They are really expensive. So what we do is we extend what we call the Samsung Care Plus. This is where it gives you one screen replacement for free, as long as you buy our stocks. If you go and buy from other places to buy and so on, unfortunately, we cannot be able to cover that.
Yeah.
So what we look is we give you an end-to-end. You have a device that is helping you. Then we give you service and warranty to make sure that that device is working for you end to end.
Okay.
Plus, if it has an issue, then we at Samsung, we say we are proud of what we've done, and we can back that up by giving you good warranty and service.
All right. That's a good place to close this conversation. We have been having a discussion about the Samsung S25, which recently launched in this market. And of course, embedding AI into our day-to-day activities, certainly something which we are keenly following, given the conversations we're having around artificial intelligence and how it is revolutionizing the business environment as well as the non-business activity that we engage in. Keep it Business Redefined for all the latest as it unfolds.